these four problems, we almost have kind of triple or quadruple conversions here, and they don't have to be hard. Uh, it just takes a little more thinking and a little more work. And I'm sure that there are ways that a lot of you guys have that you maybe already know how to do these in certain ways. I'm going to give you my way, which I think is going to be a foolproof way, and then you can go from there. So we would need to know 12 yards equals how many inches. Okay, but we don't have a direct conversion there. So let's check this out here. Let's start with our 12 yards. And let's go 12 yards looking at this one right here. Let's change it to feet first. Okay, so 12 yards equals how many, let's do feet. Okay, the original question is going to be inches, but 12 yards equals how many feet. So to figure that out, 12 yards, every 1 yard is 3 more feet. So that's just every one here is going to be 3 more. So that should get bigger, so we need to multiply. So that's going to be 12 times 3, which is 36 feet. Okay, so 12 yards equals 36 feet. Now we have 36 feet. Now we have to get that down to the inches in the original question. So I'll get rid of this one. Now we're trying to figure out 36 feet equals how many inches. And if we look on our thing here, this is the one, we don't want to look at this one anymore. This is the one we're going to want to look at. For every 1 foot we have here, we've got 12 additional inches for every foot. So that's just going to be 1 is 12, 2 is 24, 3 is 36. So we're going to be multiplying. So I could just take my 36 feet times 12 inches in a foot. And when I do 36 times 12, I get 432. That is the inches, and we are looking for inches in our problem, so I can put that back in the original problem. 12 yards equals 432 inches. You can see how it's not quite a direct conversion, but you can get through it pretty quickly by going from yards to feet and then feet to inches. All right, our next task is to find how many yards in 340 inches. Now, to be honest with you, this one would be really easy if you knew how many inches were in a yard. I know that that 1 yard equals 36 inches. I know that, and if you know that, this problem's going to be pretty easy. If you don't know that, there's going to be a process that we're going to need to go through, which isn't very hard. First, we would have to go from inches to feet. Okay, and for every 12 inches in this 340, that's going to create an additional foot. So we need to break 340 inches into pieces of 12. And to do that, I would just have to do 340 divided by 12. And that's going to give us how many feet we have. So if I do 340 divided by 12, I'm going to get about 28 feet. Okay, I'm just going to put an approximate. I did it on a calculator. I'm going to put about 28 feet. Okay, now you may have done it more exact, and actually we could probably do it more exact here, and that would be fine. If you actually did the division problem, you were going to get 28 feet 4 inches. Okay. Now on your calculator, it's going to say, if you did it like this, it'd say 0.33333333. That's actually 1/3 of a foot, which is 4 inches. So we'll do both ways depending on which way you started this out. Next, we've got the number of feet. Now we just need to change that to yards. And it's going to be the same kind of thing. To change it to yards, for every 3 feet we have in here, we've got an additional yard. So if I do this, 28 feet divided by 3. 28 divided by 3, I know that 3 times 9 is 27, so we're going to have 9 yards, and we're going to have 1 foot left over. If we did it over here, 28, let's see, 28, we could divide that out, 28 divided by 3 again, because we need to make parts of 3 feet in a yard, divided by 3, we're still going to have 9 feet. Change that 9 yards. We're still going to have the 1 foot left over, and we're also going to have the 1 inch left over too. So we have 9 yards, 1 foot, 4 inches here, here we have 9 yards, 1 foot. So depending on how you did it, it doesn't matter whether you did exact like over here or if you did a rounded estimate. But either way, it's going to be around 9 yards. 7 tons equals how many ounces? Now, I'm looking at this right now, and I know that this is going to be a really big number because you should be able to fit a lot of ounces into a ton. If you can fit 16 ounces in a pound, and there are 2,000 pounds in a ton, this is going to be a pretty decent sized number. So let's figure out how to do it. So to start with, we better go from tons to pounds first. Okay, then we'll go down to ounces. So there's 7 tons. For every 1 ton we have, it's 2,000 pounds. So for every one of these, we have 2,000 pounds, which is just going to be 2,000 times 7, which is going to be 14,000 pounds. So far we know that 7 tons is 14,000 pounds. Our final answer needs to be in ounces. So here's where the big number is going to come in at. We know that for every 1 pound, we have 16 ounces. And we have 14,000 pounds. So every one of these is going to be 16 ounces. So that would be times by 16. Now that's going to be a pretty good size number. So it would be 14,000 times 16. Yeah, that's going to be 224,000 ounces. Okay, so 224,000 ounces equals 7 tons. This one's kind of actually a fun one for me to picture because I know what a cup looks like. I mean, I don't do a whole lot of baking, but I know that, I've had to fill up a measuring cup and dump it in to make something simple anyway. So I know how big that is, and I know how big a gallon jug of milk is. So I can kind of think and estimate how many gallons of milk this is going to be, and that's something that you can think about too. So in the end, when you actually get your answer, you can kind of tell if it makes sense or not. 46 cups, I don't think is going to make very many gallons. I mean, a cup is not very big, but we'll find out what it actually is and see if that makes sense, what we get for an answer. So first we need to go from, how about cups to pints? We'll go down to cups to pints. So for every 2 cups, every group of 2 is going to make a pint. So basically I can do 46 divided by 2, cut it into groups of 2 to make pints. That's going to be 23 pints. Now we need to go from pints to quarts. Okay, let's see here. So for every 2 pints, we've got 1 quart. Okay, so that means we need to cut this into groups of 2 again to get quarts. So if I cut this in half and divide by 2, 23 divided by 2, 22 divided by 2 is 11. So 23 divided by 2 is going to be 11 and a half, or maybe you just had 11. That would be fine too. Now we need to go to 4 quarts in a gallon. So basically, I need to know every 4 quarts makes a gallon. So every group of 4 I can fit in this is going to make a gallon. So if I cut this into 4 pieces, this is going to be almost 3 gallons. So I'm just going to put almost 3. Same thing here, almost 3 gallons. If this was 12 cut into 4 is exactly going to be 3, so it's going to be a little bit less than 3 gallons.